You may have heard of the term minimum wage, and you might know that Singapore doesn't really have one. So what does the island country use instead? Let's talk about the progressive wage model. First things first, the model only applies to specific industries. Collectively, the PWM in these industries and related measures cover 94% of the country's lower wage workers, defined as those who earn a gross monthly income of up to $2,500. There are two main elements to the model: salary and training requirements. The model lays out a defined career path for each sector. A worker in Tier A will be paid a specific amount and will need to finish certain training modules in order to stay in Tier A. The next tier has workers earning more pay and having to fulfill more skill requirements, and so on. Sivamani has been in the security industry for 19 years. She started out as a security officer in 2005. The PWM came to play in 2014.
During 2005, right, you just get about $45 a day. Then it's about, monthly about 1,004. You have just enough for the day. There's a limited amount that you can spend for your family, and like you need to work 12 hours. So you can't take additional off to go anywhere.
I am Zainal Sapari. I joined NTUC back in 2011. That was the time when NTUC mooted the idea of a progressive wage model, and I have been involved in the discussion and development of the PWM ever since. Many of the low-wage workers, they were actually working with companies that provide outsourced services, such as cleaning, security, landscaper. And many of these employers, they have to submit competitive bids in order to get their business. And in order to be competitive, that is where they will try to maintain as low wages as possible. So the chances of them winning the bid would be higher. And we noticed that many of these low-wage workers, they are vulnerable because they are not in a position to actually ask for better wages.
A minimum wage is the lowest salary an employee can be paid. Singapore's PWM defines different minimum wages for the 8 different sectors. In January 2024, a worker's starting pay under the PWM could be $1,500. Some have brought up how this works with factors such as the cost of living. Back in 2017 to 2018, households spent an average of $1,628 per member a month on goods and services. This includes food and housing.
I think there has to be a conversation, there has to be some discussion about, at the end of the day, are the wages they're paid considered to be living wages, right? Are the wages attainable at the upper end of the PWM ladder reasonable for people to be able to provide for their families, and to what extent are they still going to be needing to rely on government support and so on to make ends meet?
Apart from wages, there are some perhaps unexpected benefits to the model, like low-wage sectors no longer being paid low enough to be considered low-wage.
PWMs that we've done may even outstrip the B20s by the bottom 20%. And if that happens, I think that's very good. Then you have left them their own trajectory where they may have found that the sector can stand on its own because they do have their own innovations. They are now highly productive. They can employ their low-wage workers are no longer low-wage workers.
Or sectors that might have been considered dead-end jobs turning into potential career paths.
I don't want people to say this is the retirement job. I want to see that, people actually opt for this security job. It cannot be the last job that they choose. I'm going to retire, I go for this job. No, it should be in the career firm that they, career choice that they should opt for.
The progressive wage model has faced praise and criticism alike over the 10 years since its implementation. You can find out more about it from the interactive article linked in the description down below.